When your cat looks at you, what do you think they actually see? Most people assume the answer is simple. You're their owner, maybe their favorite person. But the truth is a little stranger than that. Your cat has never once looked at you and thought, "That's a human." In fact, according to animal behavior researchers, your cat's brain doesn't even categorize you that way. The way they see you is completely different, and once you understand it, a lot of their weird behavior suddenly starts making sense. The slow blinks, the random gifts, even the way they stare at you like they're trying to figure something out. Most cat owners miss these signals completely, but by the end of this video, you'll start recognizing them everywhere. So let's start with the first surprising thing your cat actually thinks about you. 1. They think you're just a very strange cat. Have you ever noticed something interesting about the way your cat treats you? They don't greet you the way dogs do. There's no frantic jumping, no tail wagging, no desperate need for approval. Sometimes you walk in the door and your cat barely even looks up. For a long time, people assumed that meant cats were distant or independent, but researchers discovered something completely different. According to animal behaviorist John Bradshaw, who spent years studying how cats interact with humans, cats never developed a special human interaction system. Dogs did. Cats didn't. Dogs evolved alongside humans for thousands of years to read our emotions and follow our commands. Cats took a different path. Instead of creating a new social system for humans, they simply treated us the same way they treat other cats. Which means when your cat rubs against your leg when they head, butt your hand, or when they slowly groom your fingers, they aren't treating you like an owner. They're treating you like another cat. In their mind, you are basically a giant, slightly awkward cat that somehow lives in their territory. And surprisingly, that's actually a very good thing, because cats don't show affection the way dogs do. They don't try to impress the leader of the pack. They bond with equals, other cats in their colony. So when your cat curls up beside you, bumps their forehead against you, or sleeps near you, that isn't obedience. That's acceptance. It means they've decided you belong in their world. And here's what most people don't realize. That belief that you're part of their colony influences something much deeper than just how they behave around you. It actually affects how safe they feel. Later in this video, we'll look at the surprising scientific study that revealed just how powerful that bond really is. And when you hear it, you might start seeing your relationship with your cat in a completely different way. But first, there's another behavior that confuses almost every cat owner. 2, they bring you gifts because they think you need help surviving. If you've ever owned a cat long enough, there's a good chance this has happened to you. You wake up one morning, walk into the kitchen, and suddenly notice something on the floor. A mouse, a bird, maybe even a lizard, and your cat is sitting nearby, staring at you like they're waiting for a reaction. Some people laugh, some people panic, but what if that moment isn't random at all? What if it's actually one of the most important things your cat ever does for you? Because in the wild, mother cats do something very specific with their kittens. They bring prey back to the nest. Not to eat in front of them, not to show off, but to teach them how to hunt. First, they bring dead animals. Later, they bring injured ones so the kittens can practice finishing the hunt themselves. It's basically survival training. And here's the fascinating part. When your cat drops a mouse at your feet, they may be activating that same instinct. Except this time, you're the kitten. Think about it from their perspective. They watch you every day. You never chase anything. You never hunt. You never stalk prey across the floor. Instead, you walk to a noisy cold box, open it, and magically produce food. To a cat, That behavior is extremely suspicious, so when they bring you prey, they might not be showing off. They might actually be trying to teach you how to survive. In their eyes, you're part of their family, but also slightly incompetent. And instead of abandoning you, they step in to help. Some cats bring fully dead animals. Others bring prey that's still moving, giving you a chance to practice. And if your cat lives indoors, this instinct doesn't disappear. It just changes form. Maybe they bring you toy mice. Maybe they drop a sock in front of you. Maybe they carry their favorite toy across the house and drop it right next to your feet. Then they stare, waiting. That stare is important, because if they drop something and just walk away, they're giving you a gift. But if they drop something and stare directly at you, they might be inviting you to participate in the hunt. And that small moment tells you something really interesting about how your cat sees you. Not as a master, not as a superior species, but as someone who still needs a little training. Now here's where things get even stranger. Because the way your cat sees you isn't just shaped by instinct, it's also shaped by the way their eyes work. And what they actually see when they look at your face might surprise you. 3. Your cat can't actually see your face clearly. Have you ever leaned down close to your cat, right up to their nose, and felt like they were staring straight through you? Like they weren't really focusing on your face at all. There's a reason for that. Cats don't see the world the way humans do. In fact, anything closer than about 10 inches from their face becomes blurry. That means when you lean in for a close cuddle, your cat isn't seeing a clear image of your eyes or mouth. Your face turns into a soft, fuzzy shape, almost like looking through a camera that can't focus properly. Even at longer distances, their vision is very different from ours. Humans evolved to see sharp details. Cats evolved to detect movement. Where we see crisp edges and colors, cats see outlines and motion. Their eyes are designed to catch the tiniest movement, a twitch of a tail, a flicker of a bug, a small shift in body language. Which explains something many cat owners have experienced. You hold a treat right in front of your cat's nose, and somehow they still can't find it. They start sniffing around like it disappeared. It's not that they're ignoring you, they literally can't see it clearly. So instead they use another sense, smell, and that's actually how they recognize you too, not by your face, but by your scent, your voice, and the way you move through a room, your footsteps, your breathing. Even the subtle rhythm of your body language. To your cat, those signals are far more recognizable than a face, which means in their memory, they don't store a picture of you. They store something more complex, the entire feeling of you. But there's another way cats adapted to living with humans that's even more fascinating. Because somewhere along the way, cats invented an entirely new language. And they created it specifically for us. For your cat invented a language just for you. Have you ever noticed something strange about the way your cat talks? Not the occasional chirp or purr, the meowing. Some cats do it constantly. They meow when they're hungry. They meow when you walk into the room. They meow at the door. And sometimes they meow at absolutely nothing in the middle of the night. But here's the strange part. Adult cats almost never meow at other cats. In the wild, you would almost never hear it. Instead, cats communicate with each other using body language, ear position, tail movement, scent marking, and subtle facial expressions. To another cat, those signals are perfectly clear, but to humans, most of them go completely unnoticed. You probably miss dozens of messages your cat sends every single day. The slow blink that means trust, the tail flick that means irritation, the tiny ear movement that signals curiosity. To your cat, it probably feels like living with someone who can't understand basic conversation. So your cat did something remarkable. They adapted. When kittens are born, they meow constantly. It's their way of telling their mother when they're cold, hungry, or scared. But as they grow up and leave their mother, that sound usually disappears. Adult cats stop using it. Except for one situation, when they live with humans. Somewhere along the way, cats discovered something important. Humans respond to sound much more easily than body language, so they revived the one sound they used as babies. And they reshaped it, specifically for us. Over time, your cat begins building a custom vocabulary just for you. The meow for food sounds different from the meow for attention. The meow at the door is different from the meow they use when they want you to wake up. Some cats even develop a special greeting meow when you come home. And the most fascinating part, studies have shown that many owners can actually recognize their own cat's meow among dozens of others. Which means something incredible is happening. Your cat isn't just making noise, they're having a conversation. A language that didn't exist in the wild. A language that only exists between the two of you. And that tells you something important about how your cat sees you. Because animals don't invent new communication systems unless the relationship is valuable enough to make the effort worthwhile. Your cat decided you were worth learning to talk to. But there's one final discovery that might be the most surprising of all. Because, for a long time, people believed cats were emotionally distant animals. Independent, detached, unattached to humans, but recent scientific research revealed something that completely changed that idea. And it shows that the bond between you and your cat might be much deeper than anyone expected. 5. Your presence actually changes your cat's brain. Imagine this for a moment. Your cat is placed in a room they've never seen before. New smells, new sounds. Nothing familiar. At first, they're alert. Their ears are forward. Their body is tense. They're trying to figure out if the environment is safe. Now imagine that you suddenly leave the room. For the next 2 minutes, your cat is alone. Researchers actually performed this exact experiment. In 2019, scientists at Oregon State University conducted a study to measure how cats respond to separation from their owners. They used something called the secure attachment test. This same test is often used to study how human babies bond with their parents. Here's how it worked. First, the cat entered the unfamiliar room with their owner. Then the owner quietly left. 2 minutes later, the owner returned. What the researchers observed surprised almost everyone. When the owner left, many cats showed signs of stress. They vocalized more. They paced. Some became withdrawn or cautious. But when the owner came back, something changed. The cat relaxed. Their body posture softened. They explored the room again. Some even approached their owner for comfort. Researchers found that about 60–65% of cats showed a secure attachment style. That's the exact same emotional pattern observed in human infants with their mothers. Which means cats aren't emotionally distant at all. They simply express attachment differently. But here's where the earlier parts of this video suddenly connect. Remember when we talked about how your cat sees you as part of their colony, not a master, not a superior, but another member of their social group? That belief creates something powerful. To your cat, you aren't just the person who feeds them. You are a source of safety. Your presence tells their nervous system that the environment is secure, that the world is predictable, that nothing dangerous is about to happen. And when that signal appears, their body relaxes. Their breathing slows, their muscles soften. You've probably seen this moment before without realizing it. You walk into the room, your cat notices you, and suddenly they stretch out. They blink slowly. Maybe they roll onto their side. It looks like they're just being lazy, but something deeper might be happening. Your cat's brain just switched from alert mode to safe mode because the creature they trust most just entered the room, and that changes the entire way their body responds to the world. Which brings us back to the question we started with. What does your cat actually see when they look at you? Not a human, not an owner, not a master. To your cat, you are something much simpler. You are a member of their colony. A slightly strange, oversized cat who doesn't hunt very well, but also someone who smells familiar. Someone who speaks a strange language they've learned to understand. Someone whose presence makes the world feel calmer. And when you realize that a lot of their behavior suddenly makes sense, the head bumps, the slow blinks, the strange gifts, the quiet moments when they simply sit near you without asking for anything, those aren't random habits. They're signs of belonging, because in your cat's world, relationships aren't built on commands or obedience. They're built on trust, and if your cat has chosen to share that trust with you, then in their eyes, you're not just the human who lives in the house. You're home,